Welcome to Ocean County Focus. I'm Donna Flynn, your host. Today we're going to be talking about the Ocean County Library System. It's the largest public library system in the state of New Jersey. It's innovative and it's creative and it's expanding. Joining me today is Ocean County Director of the Board of Commissioners, Joseph H. Vicari, who serves as liaison to the Ocean County Library System, and Sue Quinn, the director of the system. Thank you both so much for being here today. This is a very exciting time for the Ocean County Library System, a time when so many libraries seem to have shuttered and maybe lost relevance. Ocean County has gained relevance in its library system. And Joe, why is that?
Well, this is very important to me, the library system. As you know, I've been an educator in Ocean County for over 40 years. And I know exactly what takes place. And it has something for everything, from young children to school children, middle-aged people, and even, yes, grandparents. Being a grandparent, they have outstanding programs. And I'll tell you why. Change is taking place very fast throughout the United States and throughout the world. And what we do is that we're at the edge of change right now in the Ocean County Library System. Mm-hmm. And as you said, not only do we have 21 branches, it's the largest in the state of New Jersey, but it's what we do for tomorrow. That's very important. And when you talk about the library system, it's not the library system that your mom and dad had, or even that I had. It's changing continuously. And, it's a new experience every time I come into the library system. And people say, well, we have computers, we have different technology, and there's other ways to get a book. No, that's not true. There are other ways to get a book, but the real thing is that a lot of our people, and especially the senior citizens,
sure,
they want to get out of their home. They want to go someplace else. It's all free. That library card is a passport to a great future. And they want to look at certain books from the past to present to future, and things they never even thought of before. They can look at the library system and say, you know something? I never thought of that. So they can go back to when they were a child, and they can see what their grandchildren learn sometimes too, as far as technology. And especially with the computer system. They can get on a computer. Right. A lot of them, let's face it, the cost, they can't afford a computer. They don't have access to an internet line, they can't afford it. So this makes everyone equal on an equal playing field. No matter what your income level is, no matter how rich you are, you go into a library system. And what the library has done over the years, we have 21 different branches.
Right.
So each one is totally unique. Whether you're in the northern part of the county, in the middle of the county, or down south, it blends in with the characteristics of the environment.
Right.
People go there sometimes, they want to use the meeting hall to have a meeting. They want to have a demonstration. They want to have a fair. They want to look at a book. And people like looking at a book. They like holding a book. They like turning the pages. And some people don't. One size doesn't fit all.
Right.
And that's why it's so important with our library system, that it's not only intergenerational, it's something else. It looks to the future. What we're doing now in 2023 probably could be totally different next year. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
So change is good. You can't stop change, and we are at the razor's edge of change with the Ocean County Library System.
And that's such an important segue as I go to Sue Quinn, the director of the library system. You're in the process of expanding now, and there's a new branch that's going to be constructed. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. The Board of Commissioners recently have approved a contract for that branch, 19,700 square feet, to be located in the southern part of the county in Stafford Township. What's going to be unique about this branch?
I think what's really unique about this branch is it's going to have some features that the current location does not have. It's going to be have some of the most state-of-the-art equipment, meaning it's going to have a maker space. It's going to have about 40 to 45% more books for the community. It's going to have a teen area, which the current building does not have an area for teens. It's going to have a much larger children's area, and it's going to have an intergenerational area, which could serve seniors and adults and have special services for them, books, activities. Really, there's something for almost everyone at this new branch, and it will also be the first branch that's going to have a sensory space purpose-built into it, which is something that we're doing at our libraries. So we're very excited. The people of Stafford need more spaces for meetings and study And so that's what this branch will also provide: more space to read, more more books, more computers. If you're a local community group, now the staff at the branch can accommodate that request from the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and also perhaps the another group at the same time, an arts group.
Right.
So we can accommodate more people.
And the staff, I mean, when you talk about the staff of the libraries, and I'm going to direct this to you too, that's got to be a key part of the success of the library system.
Well, there's no question about it. It's the people that work there. And it's not just a building, it's what goes on inside. You go in, if you have a question, some people may be reluctant to ask a question. Someone that works for the library will come up to them, how can I help you out? What can I do? And it opens up different ideas for different people to say, look, this is a new experience for me. For an example, our population goes from 680,000 in winter to 1.3 million in summer. So if you're in Ocean County, if you live here, if you have a summer home, you can get a library card, which is very, very important. And I've noticed that a lot of summer people that come here that have second homes, especially now, because a lot of people are working away from the office building.
Right. Remotely.
Remotely 2-3 days a week. And they use the library system. There's nothing
Sure,
like that.
sure.
They do research, which they couldn't do before. It's usually close to their homes, which is not a bad thing. But I think it's the environment that they come in, and they want to go into a not only a learning environment, but one where they feel comfortable with it. And it's very, very relaxing. If you go into a library system, it's someplace that's no other place in the entire county you can go into. It's free, it's relaxing. There are people there that all have the same goals, and that is to get education, to learn something, whether it be to get more information, or to relax reading a book or a novel, which is a great thing. But what I like is the face of a lot of the people, especially the younger people, that go into the library, and not only do they stay there, they want to take a book or two home with them,
Right.
which is really a great thing, because that's where you desire not only to learn, but how to read.
Which is wonderful. I mean, those are all qualities that we want to instill in our children, and it's nice to see that we have really a lot of our population involved in it. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit too about the new branch and the importance of the partnership that's involved with that. I mean,
that's a partnership.
There's so many people that or so many municipal and county, and so why is that so important?
It's a partnership with the mayor, the town council in Stafford Township. We have a building now that's obsolete. It's cheaper for us to go into a new building, okay, with the state grant of $4.8 million than it is to do anything else, because we have more parking. It's substantially larger, almost 20,000 square feet, and 65% more books. But it has things that we don't have in other buildings. For example, this is the third one we have of a sensory space. So if someone has someone in their family or a friend that's emotionally disturbed, autism for an example, Asperger's, there's a special room. This is one of the few, not only in New Jersey, but in the United States. This is a new concept. So what we're going to do is each year we're going to phase it in, especially if there's new reconstruction or a new building.
Sure.
This is the wave of the future. And the use is unbelievable. And we learned something after the first one, which was in Toms River. The second one was in Jackson Township. Now this one, of course, which is in Stafford Township. And it's on a main road. It's on Route 9. Very easy access. So you don't have to say, well, I want to go to the library today. When you pass by,
Right,
you just
exactly,
automatically go
yes.
into the library. And this library has features that are very few have it in the United States. For an example, it's more than a library. It's a meeting room where people can go and they can meet different people, different friends, and people of all ages. So a parent can go in there, or a grandparent with their grandchildren, and there's something for everybody.
And actually, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back here on Ocean County Focus.
The Ocean County Board of Commissioners, working to make Ocean County a better place to call home and a special place to visit.
Hi, I'm Commissioner Ginny Haynes. Join me on this tour of some of Ocean County's premier park sites. The Ocean County Department of Parks and Recreation has something for everyone. Try us out. You won't be disappointed.
The Ocean County Board of Commissioners, working to make Ocean County a better place to call home and a special place to visit.
Welcome back to Ocean County Focus. My guests today are Ocean County Commissioner Director Joseph H. Vicari, who serves as liaison to the Ocean County Library System, and Sue Quinn, the Director of the Library System here in Ocean County. When we went to break, we were talking about the new facility that's going to be located in Stafford Township that will be under construction probably within the next couple of months. And there's many unique features about this new facility, but some of the other things that people may not think about with libraries is the fact that this library will be suitable for natural disasters also. How will that work exactly, Commissioner?
Well, here's what's very important. We don't know, we can't predict what's going to happen with the weather, especially in that area of the county where the population doubles and triples in many areas. So, for an example, in the summertime, whether it be a storm or a hurricane, and even now a tornado, they can evacuate and they can use this particular building. It has water system that's included. It has really a first-class generating system. So therefore, if the electric goes out, people can be either, if it's cold or it's too hot, it's temperature controlled.
Right, right.
It's also an area where during the last superstorm, we had helicopters of the National Guard landing there. Also in the next building, we have a full-service kitchen because home-delivered meals are served
Right,
there.
right.
So we can open up a kitchen for the area. There's plenty of parking that's over there. But I think the most important thing is it's easy to get to.
Right,
It's easy
right,
access.
right.
It's on two major roads, two state roads. That's easy to get there. Everybody knows where it is. And the cost factor, it was very, very reasonable for us.
Right.
With the different funding that came in, we had no choice but to put it in a first-class building. This is our newest branch that will open up within 10 months to 12 months, and it's really going to serve as many different areas. So it's multi-use.
Right,
it's
right.
a library, it's an evacuation center, it's a meeting hall, it's some place where people can go, people of all ages, especially senior citizens that are there in the next building, because they have a center where they serve food
Sure.
and meals to our seniors, and the bus in, they can walk right across the parking lot, they can get a book, and they can go home and come back 2 or 3 days later and return the book. So it's really something that for all different people. And when you look at the plans of it, it's the most modern you'll find in the state of New Jersey.
Right.
So I'm really very proud of it. It fits in with the architectural design and the character of the area, which is so, so important. And if we didn't build that, eventually they were thinking at one time of putting a supermarket or a box store there or something
wow.
else. So with the county, with this vision that we had many years ago, we decided to buy it, not knowing we were going to use it for a library. Then eventually we said, you know something, this is where it belongs.
Absolutely. Susan, what is the address for this new facility? Because it's actually not, it's I believe it's south of where the current one is, or I
Yes.
apologize for that. I know it's 179 Main Street.
Right.
And it comes,
It's south. You know, it's under, if you're going over on Route 72 and you go over that overpass over Route 9, the current location is north,
Okay.
and this new branch is south, on south of Route 9.
right, and actually I like the way you had described the area at one point. You called it a nexus.
Yes.
For a lot of the roads, many roads traveled in that area. So
Exactly.
it should make accessibility much
Right.
easier too.
And both of those roads, those state roads that Director Vicari was referring to, are evacuation routes.
Okay.
So those are both state roads. Also Route 72, Route 9, and then they just built the new bridge to Long Beach Island
Okay.
as well. So the nexus, it's a good way to describe it in times of emergency and disaster, which we really hope we don't have
Right.
to use it for that, but it's there. And our staff are always happy to assist our county partners by providing information. There'll be charging stations inside of the branch so people could charge their cell phones. There'll be computers for people to use so they could connect with their family to let them know they're okay. So it's really great that this building is being built with a full building generator
Right.
in the location where there's other county services, because the library, Ocean County Library, works really closely with so many of our Ocean County departments.
Sure,
and,
sure.
and the partnerships are really key. So we're really excited to be in this location
Right.
for
Yeah,
that reason.
and Director Vicari hit on that before with the location. It's
Right.
not just, there's the main nutrition site down there, but then the Southern Service Center for the county also houses
Exactly.
senior services, veteran services, and there's a number of social services and the like in that. So how do you see that working together?
That's going to be really invaluable for us, because we routinely refer people to those agencies for
Okay.
services, because our job is to provide information as to what is available.
Right.
We don't do the services, but there's a lot of services that Ocean County provides its residents, and we are happy to share that information about all the wonderful things the county has for its residents, and where to direct people to find those services, whether it's veteran services or social services and different senior services. And it will be great because in this location, it's on the same campus.
Right.
So people can just walk across the parking lot to veteran services. And I just see a lot of synergies with that. And that's something that we've always done, but it will be really nice to have us all in the same campus to provide those services for our residents. So we'll provide the information to help connect them with the county services they need.
And Commissioner, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the grant that was received from the state for this new facility. Why was that so important?
Well, the reason why it was so important is because on a competitive basis, the taxpayers of Ocean County didn't have to pay for it. And a lot of times there are grants and we pay for other areas of the state of New Jersey, so it's coming back to us. So it made it substantially easier for Ocean County, for Stafford Township, to get this new facility. And in the capital programs, eventually we wouldn't have to put a lot of money into renovating the old building.
Right.
But it was just too small, there was
Right.
poor parking, where the location was, and this is a perfect scenario of what partnerships go with working with the state of New Jersey, we're working with the township and working with the county. Partnerships are very, very important.
Sure.
So we made something come true that in probably a lot of places would not happen. And again, this is going to be one of the flagships that we have in Ocean County. When you talk about the quality of life, one thing is always education, the library, the parks, the golf courses, and things that we do have, the amenities that are so important. And especially down the Long Beach Island area. The people come and they spend a long time there. They spend a lot of time renting homes sometimes, and they're really involved in education and doing some research, and they want to go to a library. They want to sit into a building that's dedicated to do research.
Sure.
And they get feedback going back and forth. So it's really part of what we call an educational community, because if you look like within a half mile down the road, you have the Ocean County Vocational School,
Right.
you have the college,
Right.
you have Southern
Right.
Regional High School, and you have several schools in the area. So you have about a half a dozen different educational schools in that particular area, so it does make a lot of sense.
Sure. It's going to be a very exciting time when it does get done. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to it. We're actually going to take another quick break, and we're going to be right back here on Ocean County Focus.
The Ocean County Board of Commissioners, working to make Ocean County a better place to call home and a special place to visit.
And welcome back to Ocean County Focus. When we went to break, we were just wrapping up our discussions on the new library branch that's going to be constructed down in Stafford Township to serve the southern part of Ocean County. And another really interesting, great news for the Ocean County Library is that it has been recognized for a possible national award. It's a finalist amongst 30 other libraries and museums in the country. And Sue, how did we get there?
It was the Institute of Museum and Library Services. It was, which is the major federal funding source for libraries across the country. And this is the most prestigious award that you can get. We were fortunate to be nominated by Senator Cory Booker, and which recognized our work in community service, but especially in some of the work that we have been doing with our sensory spaces and people with disabilities and our Autism Resources Fair. We also have a new senior services library department that goes out to the nursing homes, and we do, books by mail. So we try to connect people with all of the resources of the library. We want everyone to feel welcome at the library and to, when they come into the library, to feel that, they belong. And the sensory spaces are a great way to do that, because it allows people who may not have felt like they could go out to the library, that they feel welcome at the library. And our staff welcome. We have different resources in the sensory space, different materials, different equipment. And we've just received such positive feedback from the community, where people say, hey, I've come with my children, I can go get a book, and then I can leave my husband and then with my child in the sensory space, and then I come back to the sensory space and my husband gets a book. It's just a great place to be. We also have class trips or visits from some of the group homes in the area for adults with developmental disabilities, and they are so excited when they come to the sensory space here in Toms River. They say, this room is for us. And
that's
they really
wonderful.
look forward to their visit. We've just opened our second one in Jackson, and our third will be in our new Stafford branch.
And that's very exciting. I mean, the award or the national recognition really does highlight a lot of the innovative approaches that are taken by the Ocean County Library System. And Joe, I know that you are a longtime educator, and you have seen the work of this library and how it does affect a lot of the different areas of the population of Ocean County. And one of the things that I know you feel very strongly about is the work done here with autism, the Autism Fair and the sensory rooms. Why is this so important?
I'll tell you why, because not only as an educator, but as a parent and grandparent, there are those that have disabilities sometimes. And we have to give them equal opportunity. We have to make them feel comfortable. It's surprising when I hear the number 1 out of 32 in Ocean County on the autism spectrum. And it's Asperger's, it's everything else that's there. And as you heard before, when someone goes into that room, it's for them.
Right.
It goes to show where our priorities are. We serve everyone. And it's very unfortunate that for many years, people weren't aware of this. And I hope it spreads as far as sensory space, whether it be in a restaurant, food establishment, or whatever, where people that have a disability sometimes should feel comfortable. They shouldn't be excluded from it.
Sure.
And it's not because there's a law. It's not because we were told to do it. We did it because we felt it was the right thing to do.
Right.
And when you see the look of the parents and the grandparents, when they bring their child into that office over there, it's really a good feeling. And that's what we should be doing. I mean, we should give everyone equal opportunity, no matter who you are, and they really do appreciate it. So it goes to show where we're going and where we're coming from. This is, I think, is the first step in having 3 in Ocean County. We hope to have more each and every year, put 1 in every library, and we hope the business community does the same thing.
Great. And actually, I wanted to stay with you too. As Sue had spoke about the new programs for seniors, why is that so important in Ocean County?
Well, intergenerational is very important because we want the younger people to understand what the seniors went through. And they have a lot of wisdom with the seniors, talking to the seniors, and they really enjoy talking to younger people.
Right.
Sometimes they're out of the area where their grandchildren live and they're not there. And the younger generation, I know that when I was superintendent of schools, we had a program for intergenerational where they would go into the communities and they would learn firsthand what was it like living through World War II, living through Depression, living through certain times, what were certain presidents like. and they can see through the eyes of the people that have the wisdom of the senior
Right, that
citizens
actually experienced
what
it.
they actually experience. Especially you talk about certain diseases, like polio, for an example. They relate polio, what took place then, and with COVID-19. So they can see what research and development has done and the advances in the medical business.
Sue, when we talk about all of the programs that the library does offer, clearly it's not just bricks and mortars filled with books. How can people access this information? Where can I find out about these things?
Okay, you can find out information by going into any branch of the Ocean County Library. Your library card is good at any branch of the Ocean County Library. So you can check out books at Toms River and use the same card to check out books in Jackson, any location. You could go to our website at www.theoceancountylibrary.org to find out more information about our services. You can call the Ocean County Library for information. There's many ways that you can connect with us. We love it though when you come in, walk in the doors though. That's our
I'm
favorite
sure.
way to connect with you and to connect with our residents. And I do have to thank Director Vicari and the Ocean County Board of Commissioners, because the recognition that we are receiving for innovation starts at the top. We have an idea, and without the support of the County Board of Commissioners, they're the ones that have enabled us, to expand our services, to expand our buildings, to serve the community. So to provide all these innovations for our residents. And so I just would like to thank them for taking a chance on this wonderful idea that has received national attention and is innovative in the state and in the country, in our sensory spaces in our library.
It's a very exciting time for the Ocean County Library System,
Yes.
and we have just a little bit under a minute left. So what are your thoughts about the Ocean County
Well,
Library
as we
System?
can begin construction pretty soon, the contracts are out. My next hope is I want to see it won out. I want to see those carpeting and the books and everything else from boys and girls, adults and seniors just walking through the library, enjoying it. And the best thing is to use. We want to see people use
Sure.
the Ocean County Library System, especially this branch. It's going to be one of the finest you can find any place in the state of New Jersey. And this is my 42nd year serving the people of Ocean County. And now it's the first one we built where I'm a commissioner.
Right.
As you know, several years ago, they changed the name from freeholder to commissioner. So this is the first one in the state, I believe, where the commissioners got involved to build a brand new library.
And that's an exciting thing. And congratulations actually to the both of you for this project that's coming up. I'm sure based on knowing how Ocean County works and provides resources and stuff, it's going to be wonderful. And I want to thank you both for joining me here today. And thank you for joining us here on Ocean County Focus. Have a great day.
The Ocean County Board of Commissioners encourages residents to recycle right, with information from their all-new educational guides. This information provides guidelines for everyday recycling, as well as how to dispose of bulky and potentially dangerous hazardous waste. This information is available at every municipality's town hall, library, recycling center, and at the County Connection inside the Ocean County Mall. The Ocean County Board of Commissioners, working to make Ocean County a better place to live and a special place to visit.